Shalom. First off, I want to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakudash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to the hopeful elect that are scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. And to all my brothers out here preaching this truth to you, I say Shalom. This is Amatazar from the Chicago camp coming back at you again with another lesson entitled, Your Girl is a Garden Tool. Your Relationship is Transactional. So this is a special lesson going out to young brothers in the truth. All right. So many young brothers that's watching and listening to this channel. Okay. Very important to understand the times that we're in. Okay. Um, it's very hard to find a good woman out here today. All right. There's a lot of holes out here. Some holes in this house. There's some holes in this house. All right. If you look at the thumbnail, these are the women, all right, that are teaching the young girls today. All right, teaching women that men are transactional. Okay, they have no usefulness other than, um, paying their bills and things of that nature. All right, so everything has become a transaction. Basically, they're teaching women, all right, to be hoes and prostitutes. That's what they're doing. So I had a situation where I know of a young brother, okay, that his young woman or his girlfriend was exposed, okay. She was exposed, all right. She exposed herself. So what happened is in their relationship, all right, she kept quitting jobs before she would get a job, and then she was relying on him in the interim. And so he told her, he said, "Listen, you can't quit a job before you get a job." All right. But she didn't listen. So what she did is she quit a job and then she made him believe that she was working, all right, for over a month or so. And then she ended up asking him, all right, for some resources, for some money. He said, "Well, where's your job?" And she, just like she did exactly what he told her not to do, she quit the job and now she's looking at him for help. He says, "No, I'm not supposed to give you any money." So the next words that came out of her mouth ended the relationship. She told him that you can't be mad at me if I sell foot pics online for money. Now, that right there, all right, says quite a bit about the young lady. Number one, she tried to use jealousy to motivate him to do what she wanted him to do. And then number two, all right, she had no shame in basically saying she was going to prostitute herself, all right, because that is a form of prostitution. All right. You selling foot pics online to arouse men. All right. What else you going? What's the next picture you gonna post? All right. So that right there effectively ended the relationship, and I was very very proud of that young brother. All right. And it goes back to this lesson. Your girl is a garden tool. Your relationship is transactional. This is Sirach 36 and 22. It says, "The beauty of a woman cheereth the countenance, and a man loveth nothing better." All right. And the Lord is going to bless the men of the Lord in the kingdom. All right. He's going to have his heart's desires when it comes to women. Okay. Um, a man loves a beautiful woman. It's very, very, very simple. And women know this inherently. Inherently, they know that their real power is their beauty. All right. That's why they're addicted to getting your attention, whether they admit it or not. So, in this lesson, we're going to explore the connection between the music and the image. All right, the image that you see here with Cardi B and Nicki Minaj and uh, was it was what was the first? Yeah, Nicki Minaj. Um, who else? Glorilla. All right, Sexy Red. Okay, and Megan the Stallion. All of these women were set up to lead our women into harlotry. Okay? So a woman has always been the weakness of a man, Our notable examples in scriptures to prove that will be Adam, all right, who listened to his woman instead of the Lord. You have Samson, all right, who basically in the arms of the woman he gave up his weakness. King David, okay, King David, all right, he basically he stumbled at the beauty of a woman where he slept with another man's wife, all right, committed adultery, impregnated her, and then covered it up by murdering her husband. All right. And then you have Solomon, all right, who had, I believe it was 300 wives and 700 concubines. All right. And he loved many women, and what? His heart um, wasn't like his father's. All right. So David repented of that. And the Lord said, outside of that one matter, okay, that David's heart was perfect with him. All right. So Solomon was not like his father. Salakia. Sirach 25 and 21 says, stumble not at the beauty of a woman and desire her not for pleasure. So at no time are we supposed to let the beautifulness of a woman lead us off. All right. So you can't have a woman tempting you and trying to get you to have sex on the Sabbath and things of that nature. All right. You don't trim your ways because of a beautiful woman. All right. So let's get into the conversation that I had with Chat GPT. All right. So I had asked Chat GPT about these particular rappers. Okay. Um, and what I wanted to see what Chat GPT would say that they had in common. And so here's the conversation. Little Kim, Nicki Minaj, Megan Thee Stallion, Sexy Red, and Glorilla have several key things in common that connect them as artists and cultural figures. They are all female rappers, and they embrace and promote sexual empowerment. Okay? All right, so Esau tried to put sugar on top of shit. That's just simple as that. He tries to dress up, okay, and make it sound special. Um, it says each of these women have made a name for herself in the male dominated world of hip hop, pushing boundaries and redefining what it means to be a female rapper in different eras. All of them use their music and image to challenge traditional norms around female sexuality. Their lyrics often highlight themes of sexual agency, confidence, and power, reclaiming the narratives that were once dominated by men. Okay, all this is bullshit. Okay, it's quite simply, all right, they're being whores on wax. All right, notice that there's no female white counterparts to these rappers. All right, that's because they're designed to bring Jake down. So my question to Chat GPT: are they viewed as whores? Listen to what Chat says. That's a powerful and complex question, and it touches on deep issues around gender and respectability, race, and how women, especially black women in hip hop, are perceived. The short answer: some people do label them that way, but that reflects society's double standards and misogyny. You see that? Chat GPT would not take accountability for these rappers being looked at as whores. Chat GTP is filled with the wine of Esau. All right. Not the full reality or intent of their artistry. That's all bullshit. GTP is filled with Esau's wine. So here's the next question I ask. How do these rappers view the usefulness of men? Check this out. Great question, and one that reveals a lot about how artists challenge traditional power dynamics, especially around gender and relationships. How do Little Kim, Nicki Minaj, Megan Thee Stallion, Sexy Red, and Glorilla view the usefulness of men? They don't all say the exact same thing, but a few clear themes come through in their lyrics and public personas. Now, for the sake of time, I'm not going to read all of this, okay? but let me hit them points. Number one, men are useful when it benefits them. These rappers often flip the script. Instead of women being dependent on men, men become tools for sex, money, or status, but not necessarily love or emotional attachment. Number two, transactional relationships are fair game. These artists often present relationships with men as businesslike or conditional. If you can't provide, you're not useful. If you cheat or lie, you're disposable. This reflects a modern form of agency where women aren't afraid to say, I want something from this relationship too. All right? Which is whoredom. Three, emotional detachment or distrust. Many lyrics reflects distrust of men, especially in the wake of betrayal, lies, or violence. All right? So that's the conversation I had with ChatGTP, and those are the women that are teaching these women today. 1 Kings 11 and 1. But King Solomon loved many strange women, together with the daughters of Pharaoh, women of the Moabites, Ammonites, Edomites, Zidonians, and Hittites. For it came to pass when Solomon was old that his wives turned away his heart after other gods, and his heart was not perfect with the Lord Yahweh, his power, as was the heart of David, his father. All right. All right. So David repented. All right. And the Lord found no other problems with David. Okay. This is First Ezra 4 and 24. It says, wherefore a man loveth his wife better than father or mother. Yea, many there be that have run out of their wits for women and become servants for their sake. Many also have perished and have erred and sinned for women. The prison system is filled with them. Okay. Do you have a wife after your mind? Sirach 25 and 1 says, in three things I was beautified and stood up beautiful both before the Most High and men. The unity of brethren, the love of neighbors, a man and his wife that agree together. Sirach 7 and 26. Hast thou a wife after thy mind? Forsake her not, but give not thyself over to a light woman. All right? Very important to have a wife after thy mind. Sirach 25 and 13. Give me any plague but the plague of the heart, and any wickedness but the wickedness of a woman. You see? All right. So, hey, the Lord says, hey, these women they out here foul. You got to be able to recognize it. Proverbs 6 and 26, it says, for by means of a whorish woman, a man is brought to a piece of bread, and the adulteress will hunt for the precious life. So you can have the strongest man can be manipulated, okay, like a wet piece of bread by a woman. And in closing, this is Amos 7 and 17. Therefore, thus said the Lord Yahweh, thy wife shall be a harlot in the city. All right. And thy sons and thy daughters shall fall by the sword, and thy land shall be divided by line, and thou shalt die in a polluted land, and Israel shall surely go into captivity forth of his land. All right. All right. So the point being is your wife is going to be a harlot in the city. All right. And we can see this is pretty obvious and evident in today's culture. All right. All right. So with that, I pray that this lesson has been edifying. All right. Especially for you young men out here. All right. This has been Your Girl is a Garden Tool. All right. Your relationship is transactional. All right. I pray that this lesson has been edifying. To the next one. Shalom.